Subterramundus is a giant hidden cave system populated by prehistoric flora and fauna. Entrances near Australia, Africa, Asia, Europe, and North and South America have allowed animals from the Mesozoic and Cenozoic to find their way into this hidden world. Once there, they diversified into new families and species. While tyrannosaurs, raptors, and abelisaurs rule the various forests and jungles of Subterramundus, the swamps, rivers, and marshlands are controlled by a different kind of theropod. Originating as small, opportunistic predators, the curious clade of Noasaurs has taken over this biome with great success. From what little is known about them, dinosaurs like Noasaurs and Macrosuchodon seem to have had longish snouts well adapted for snaring small prey like mammals, crabs, snakes, or fish. Those Noasaurs that made it to Subterramundus specialized for a fishing lifestyle to avoid competition with other theropods. It did not take long for them to outcompete other swamp-dwelling fish eaters and become the apex fishers of the swamps. All modern Noasaurs are specialized for life in the wetlands, feeding on a wide range of aquatic and semi-aquatic fauna. Being fairly unspecialized within their specific habitat allows them to easily adapt to changes in their environment. These theropods are known as Neospinosaurs due to their high degree of convergence with the true Spinosaurs like Baryonyx and Spinosaurus itself. Actual Spinosaurs sadly never made it into Subterramundus and are entirely extinct. The Neospinosaurs are distinguished by elongated skulls with narrow snouts and broad mandibular bones. Unlike most other theropods, they have three distinct types of teeth. At the front of the snout are long, sharp, and conical teeth for grasping. The middle teeth are shorter and thicker and are used for holding onto struggling prey. The back teeth are blunt and robust for crushing hard-shelled prey like mollusks, crustaceans, and turtles. The arms are proportionally much longer than those of their ancestors, as they are used to grip and butcher large prey. Sails made of elongated neural spines act as keels to keep them stable while hunting underwater. Webbed feet and paddle-like tails make them excellent swimmers. A small yet widespread Neospinosaur is Macrosuchodon. This small, fierce fish eater lives in generally shallow water and feeds primarily on small fish and other aquatic vertebrates. Macrosuchodon is a highly proficient swimmer. The bones of Neospinosaurs are far denser than those of other theropods to allow them to be more efficient at sinking. The bones of Macrosuchodon, however, are the least dense of all Noasaurs, preventing them from sinking entirely. This allows them to rapidly pursue prey near the surface. Macrosuchodon are nomadic and aimlessly wander the swamps searching for prey. In areas with abundant food, one or more individuals may settle down for a longer period of time before moving on. They are usually solitary, but will gather in large groups at feeding hotspots. Gatherings like these are a great opportunity for young males to search for a potential mate, or to learn to tackle more difficult prey from other adults. Macrosuchodon usually form temporary bonds with a partner and raise one or two clutches of young before moving on to a new mate. Parents are quite protective of their nest and will use their long, curved claws to deal horrid wounds to any nest raider that might try to make a meal out of their brood. For the first few months of their lives, hatchlings receive active protection from their parents. As they get older, parents spend less energy protecting the young, letting them learn for themselves. One of the most common Neospinosaurs of Subterramundus is Gavialops. This animal is comparable in size, anatomy and behavior to baryonyx. The long, thin skull is equipped with sensory pits and a jaw structure that expands the throat for swallowing large prey. Unlike most other fishing dinosaurs, Gavialops are particularly fond of sarcodons and are skilled in dispatching them. These fish, along with saw skates and other Gavialops, are the main reason why older males are covered in scars. Tough facial scales protect against attacks to some extent, but with time, these too will crack and split. Males are typically slightly larger than females and are equipped with a pair of long, thin crests as well as a brightly colored face. The crests and facial colors reflect on the individual's health and help them show off to potential mates. As they grow, their horns become longer and often end up splitting and twisting out of shape. Old males often end up breaking their horns to avoid being stabbed in the face by the ever-growing keratin. Scars also demonstrate combat experience and show that an individual is capable of surviving injuries from prey and rivals. Males stand up and spread their arms to allow females to thoroughly inspect them for signs of weakness. Should the female approve, she will allow him to mate before leaving. Female Gavialops lay their eggs in mounds made of swamp weeds, sticks, mud and sediment. These nests are built on secluded islands in the swamp where they are safe from the majority of predators and nest raiders. The female protects her offspring and provides them with food all by herself. The young stay with their mother for some months, learning where to find food and how to avoid predators. Once they reach maturity, young Gavialops will form partnerships with their siblings or other younglings for protection against the many dangers of the subterranean swamps. Pterosaurs, snakes, turtles, other theropods, and even large amphibians view such small animals as easy prey. Sticking together, or with older Gavialops, helps reduce the risk of becoming a snack. The biggest theropod of Subterramundus is Sarcophagonax imperator, a 15-meter tyrannosaur. While no theropod can match it in mass, there is one that can surpass it in terms of length. At over 17 meters long, Telmatodraco is the biggest of the Neospinosaurs and the longest theropod in Subterramundus. Like its smaller relatives, Telmatodraco has a long, thin skull similar to that of Spinosaurus. Strong neck muscles and superior jaw strength compared to the relatives means Telmatodraco is equipped for holding onto and dispatching large struggling fish such as coelacanths, sawfish, saw skates, sarcodons, and similar prey. The massive claws, which are usually employed in gripping and butchering fish, are also used to pull apart the armor of turtles, notosuchians, and small ankylosaurs. They will also tackle large snakes, small crocodilians, and a variety of smaller mammals, dinosaurs, and pterosaurs, although this is pretty rare, and some individuals eat almost nothing but fish. Males are typically much larger than females, and are adorned with two impressive horns for display. Although blank to our eyes, these horns are covered in ultraviolet colors and patterns that stand out clearly to other dinosaurs. These act as a display to females. Telmatodraco is entirely incapable of swimming and spends almost all its time in the water. Particularly large males can grow so huge that they cannot support their weight on land. Females are smaller than the males as they need to lay their eggs on land, but they too spend nearly all their time in the water. As the males patrol huge territories to find enough food to sustain their enormous bulk, they carve channels through the wetlands. Getting rid of debris clogging up their waterways is not only important for the dinosaur, but also helps the ecosystem. By creating large ponds to swim in, they create habitats for countless smaller animals, including the very fish they feed on. As they swim through rivers and channels, their movements stir up sediment and river debris. This disturbs tiny animals that are an excellent food source for small opportunists that frequently accompany the giant theropod through the swamp. Many birds and young pterosaurs even approach the huge jaws for any scraps of meat left between the differentiated teeth. As this helps keep the theropod healthy, Telmatodraco frequently bask on river edges, allowing all sorts of small animals to rid them of parasites or stray flecks of meat. Telmatodraco are particularly protective of their young. A female will guide her brood to water and feed them parts of her own kills. During this time, she becomes extremely aggressive, particularly towards mammals, which along with raptors and snakes are some of the most common nest raiders. Females are the most aggressive, but males will also kill any nest raiders in their territory, especially in close proximity to his mate. Although thin and nowhere near as strong as those of tyrannosaurs, the jaws of Telmatodraco are powerful enough to drag a large animal into the water to drown them. Having evolved to take punishment from massive source gates, pulling a struggling hog into the river is an easy task. Despite the heavy competition from other dinosaurs, the Noasaurs of Subterramundus have managed to survive by specializing for a unique habitat. Thanks to their adaptability, Noasaurs have found unprecedented success in this harsh world. As their ecology and body structure changed, the Neospinosaurs were able to become apex predators in their own way. Thanks for watching! I know a lot of viewers were wondering how Spinosaurs were doing in Subterramundus. Truthfully, I never had any concrete plans for Spinosaurs, but fish-eating Noasaurs were an idea I had from the start. Still, since publicly posting, the piscivorous Noasaurs have undergone some changes in design, many of which were heavily inspired by some of the more recent discoveries about Spinosaurs. As usual, I want to give a big thank you to those on Discord who have helped me with various aspects of creature design and behavior. I really appreciate your help. Also, I want to give an extra special thanks to everyone who has created Fanart of Subterramundian fauna. I would also like to thank everyone on YouTube for supporting me. This means so much to me, and it gives me the confidence to continue these videos. To thank you all for your encouragement, I will post polls regarding the next video topic on YouTube in the future, so you can vote on what you want to see next. Many thanks again to everyone for their input, and I'll see you in the next one.